Now about his spells. He had Gust Fan. Question. Silent Doom. Shield and Sword. Dragon Crawl. That was a card that he, not sure whether he used it in the Battle City arc, but I'm very certain that he had it in Duelist Kingdom, and it wasn't printed until last year, and I think in the Battles of Legend Crystal Revenge, and our trading card game. Then Lightning Sword, Sword of Legend, of course Polymerization, further on he had, let's see, that wasn't all of his spells. Giant Trunade, Foolish Burial, Roulette Spider, Scapegoat, Salamander, Angel Dice. Now, what can I say to all of his spells? I will try the best to sum it a little bit up. Of course, I talked a bit about this one, so we can already put it away. Roulette Spider, that was a very specific card that he played in the first duel against Esperoba, which changed the course of destiny of the battle. Salamander was a card which he also used very often in the first archetype as well as the other ones, but especially together with his Flame Swordsman, and it was 2 or 3 times loose in his hands, so yeah, it's not that useful in this deck, but he had it, so we of course put it in. Foolish Burial was a card that he once or twice did come in handy. The one time which it did was against the semifinals against Yami-Marek, I think, and the second was against the duel with the guy with the trap deck. His name was Odion, and with it I think he resummoned in combination with Grave Robber as Jinzo, and that gave the whole match a turn of event. So yeah, it's not bad. Scapegoats is a staple card from him, which he uses very often in all eras altogether to defend himself. It's a quite good defense option, and yeah, he also uses this very often. Then his Giant Trunade, that's a card that he, I think, won once or twice, but once against Odion, and I think Odion had laid about 4 or 5 trap and magic cards, especially. And yeah, he tried to throw them away into his hands. Yeah, and he didn't succeed because Odion had Judgment of Anubis, so yeah. But it was a try. The idea was there. What can I say about the other ones that I already showed you? Question is a very special one, because it was a card that he used against Yami-Marek, and it was a turning point in the very duel, and it this way, yeah, and it bring his, I think it did bring his Jinzo back also, and yeah, so he Yami-Marek also has a very weight trap cards in his deck, Yeah. Yeah, polymerization, of course, I mentioned that one. Shield and Sword was, of course, a card that he, in the first Duelist Kingdom arc, I think he used it against Bones zombie deck monsters, which we also will come onto one of these days. I will introduce it to you guys, so yeah. Was very handy as well. Yeah, so Gastfan he had showed just once and played it also in this Dream Battle City duel, as he was laying there unconscious. So, other than that, of course, I still have a Monster Reborn, and yeah, that was it then. Then on to his traps now. Magical Arm Shield. That was a card that he, I think, used against in the battle against Mako Tsunami. Notrian Set was shown in the match against Kaiba. Kunai with Chain also against Mako Tsunami. That's what I now imagine about it, remember. Maybe there were more duels than that, but I remember this one. And Grave Robber, of course, as I mentioned, against Odeon. Thorn Trap Hole, or Spike Trap Hole, I think it is called in English. He had in the first arc in the Duelist Kingdom, but I still put it in here because I think it quite fits to his deck and fills it a little bit up. Other than that, I would have very great difficulties to get to 40 cards. Fairy Box, of course, I think about against Odeon. Gamble, I think that was a card that he had in this specific arc. I think in the another one, in the Cyberspace Virtual World archetype, but I still put it in here, like just because, just like I said, you have to have otherwise great problems to fill up his deck with until you reach 40 cards. Trap Hole, also a card. I think I'm not sure if you played this actually in that archetype. Skulldash, and one which I also made up because it looks a little bit like Joey. It's called, I think, Power of the Spirit. Yeah. I'm not sure about the effect. I can maybe read it. Activate this card only during your damage step and the phase of your opponent. You don't get any battle damage during the battle. Then you can put one monster from type warrior with 1500 or fewer defense from your graveyard to your hand. Oh, one receiver monster, okay. Yeah, well, maybe that one also, if I put one receiver monster into his deck. So that was that. Sorry, onto his Battle City deck profile, and of course I will also do the other arcs, but yeah, you give me please a little bit of time, since I have to research and then put it all together, and if I also have bought the sleeves, then I can go further with the other arcs as well. As a result of that, thank you. I hope you enjoyed. Hit the subscribe and like button, and of course Till next time then. See you. Bye.